So, guys, for the bonus, basically, we couldn't leave without talking about Mando season finale. This was a box of surprises for a lot of people, but I knew it. I knew it. I knew who was gonna be. I knew it. I knew it. It wasn't who I wanted to be, but I knew who he was gonna be. So I'm happy for that. I feel that they ended well in a pretty high note. Now my concern is this, and this is where I want the discussion to be going after I finish this statement. I kind of concerned about how he ended because I don't know how about you guys, but I didn't like it as much. I was happy with what happened at the end, but I didn't like that the season ended like if it was not a season finale, but a series finale. There was no cliffhanger, and again, spoiler word, be warned. If you haven't seen this, go watch it right now. I don't know what you're doing watching your show, haven't seen this, so you've been warned. But there was no cliffhanger. And to me, that's concerning because it's like they're saying that they're gonna be that Mando season 3 is already in the making, blah blah blah. But what am I excited for? Like the baby's not there anymore. He went away with Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker went in and he went away with him. So what are we looking forward to? I don't know if you guys felt the same way. I want to ask Manny and Chris. I think I'm gonna go first with Manny. Manny, what do you think? You saw that finale. How did you feel about it? And I mean, did you see the same thing that I see? Did you like it? You didn't like it? What happened?
No, man, it was honestly, man, it was that I got no words for what was going on all in that final scene, man, because I was literally like giddy the whole time. I had to rewatch it. I had to rewatch that scene the second time. So like, okay, I gotta pay attention because the first one was just like just pure fanboy right now. But I mean, I don't know, man. I think they're gonna run into each other again, man. Like, I think this is just like a temporary thing, especially with what's his face, Moff Gideon. Like, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see him again, dude. Like, he got knocked out, he wasn't killed. So I mean,
were you surprised that it was Luke, or were you like surprised by it?
I mean, I was kind of hoping to mean, even though I don't like to do, but I was really hoping it was Ezra. But I mean, Luke kind of makes sense, man, because he was still around that time. So the fact that he was pretty much the first one, well, I would say I'm assuming he was the first one to actually sense Baby Yoda's like calling out to like help him out and all that stuff too. And I'm pretty sure like during the meditation that he was doing on the top of Titan, I'm pretty sure he was willing to be taught, but it was just, yeah, like Luke said to Mando, he's waiting for your permission for him to go. But I'm pretty sure they'll see each other again, man, especially like in season 3. Might not be like right off the bat, but sometime during the middle of the season they'll run into each other again, because I think some shit's gonna go down. But I mean, yeah, my favorite part overall, dude, like besides the Luke Skywalker, was like the Boba Fett scene at the end, bro. That shit, ooh, my goodness, dude. No, when he goes back to Tatooine, dog.
Yes. Okay, the kind of the
it was pretty
trailer for
it was pretty much his teaser trailer. Yeah, man. Like, I just love how when he was just
like, I kind of knew that was coming, but again, that accentuated my problem. There's no cliffhanger for Mandalorian 3, and then we're gonna get a Boba Fett show.
They're gonna tie in together somehow, man, for sure.
They have to, because if there's a Boba Fett show without a nice cliffhanger, because Mandalorian doesn't have Baby Yoda no more.
For now.
Yeah, I don't.
He has to carry that show for himself now.
It's already. I don't think so, man. So I've already had since we've been talking about it here. The thought crossed my mind. There really is no Mandalorian without Baby Yoda. Like, the show loses half of its viewers without the kid. Mm-hmm. And that my thoughts on the episode first were that, I mean, it was incredible. Mm-hmm. The shot for shot fight with Luke coming in and doing the same shit Vader did on the Death Star. That was super sick. For me though, was with and I kept, we talked about it before at work, is that I was saying I wish I said it on the fucking podcast. I said it at work. I said he's gonna use the Beskar staff as a fucking lightsaber and get in a lightsaber battle. And sure enough, he ends up doing it with Moff Gideon. And I'm like, ugh. And dude,
that was perfect.
The coolest shit is when he's doing the lightsaber battle and then he just blocks the lightsaber with his arm. Like he's like, "Oh yeah, this is Beskar, bitch. Good luck."
Yeah.
Like, and he just like, and that was the coolest. That was my favorite part, was the lightsaber fight with Mando.
That duel was amazing. You're right.
That one was incredible. But in terms of cliffhanger, and in terms of Luke, as soon as the lightsaber was green, I was like, okay, so they went with Luke, and then you could see his glove kind of early on.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't see them pulling anything else. I don't see anyone that's not happy with that, except for like some unanswered stuff, no cliffhangers, things like that. Because I thought when Luke was like, he's asking for your permission, or they were doing that tearaway again, and when he takes off his helmet in front of everybody, which is this the kid means everything to me at this point. I was expecting Grogu Baby Yoda to not leave. I was expecting Luke to be like, hey man, he won't come with me.
There was a moment that it was like holding the leg like to life. Like it was like, I'm not leaving this dude.
Yeah.
So to me, it was a powerful scene when he takes his helmet and he looks down and he's just like holding that leg like there's no tomorrow. It was a powerful moment, man. I liked it.
No, the whole thing was great. Boba Fett going back to Tatooine. I mean, to
Jabba's palace.
Yeah, everything was great. Yeah, it is confusing with a lack of cliffhanger, but I just again, for the stage select drinking game, take a shot, because just knowing the Disney geniuses, I don't really know because I'm not in that room, but I assume within probably within 7 minutes of season 3, episode 1, everything will be fixed and we'll be like, oh great, hooray.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
This is a step in the right direction. Many people are saying that it might be too late. I don't think so. I believe there's still redemption to be told, and I did like this as a Star Wars fan who was really, really pissed off. I'm still pissed off about the sequel trilogy. I did like this. This to me was good, was what needed to happen. The thing with Luke Skywalker though, it's when he walks in, I don't know if you noticed, there was a phrase that he mentioned that he said the child is very powerful, but without training, talent alone is nothing. That was a really direct shot to the sequel trilogy, man.
You know what? I was getting ready to say the episode as a whole. I had not broken down that specific line, but I was reading through an extension of Mark Hamill's Twitter, just like chain comments.
Yeah.
Pretty much the highest one up was this was a big fuck you to Rian Johnson. Like
pretty much, man. He came in as heroic as we were expecting him to be. Of course, he's not on that old state when he was with the Rian Johnson movie happened, which took everybody by surprise, because we didn't expect to see the same Luke Skywalker, but we didn't expect also to see this shell of a man that he showed us, which was the problem. It's not like people don't change and they'll never change. No, they could change, but come on, man. He wasn't him. He was something else. That's not Luke Skywalker. That was a weird creature from space that didn't resemble anything like Luke Skywalker. And I believe on this one, at least, we got a glimpse of what Luke Skywalker was after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
he's a powerful Jedi. He was.
I was thinking after the fact, I was like, because at first I was like, all right, they're teasing who this Jedi isn't for a little too long. And then I realized when I was like, okay, when they for sure took it off and it's Luke, I'm like, oh, they wanted to show how badass Luke is, like, or was, or whatever. They were flexing Luke, how powerful Luke is.
Yeah.
Like they showed off his lightsaber skills. He grabbed one of the dark sabers and then just crushed him, like just with the one hand. Yeah, just force obliterated him. So I think they were giving everyone who wanted, everybody there was no one that didn't want this, to see how badass Luke was after,
Yeah, and personality-wise, he was what Mark Hamill intended. I don't know if you guys know, but Mark Hamill did the voice of himself, of Luke Skywalker in that episode.
Yeah.
So he resembled what Mark Hamill idea finally of Luke Skywalker was, not what Rian Johnson asked him to do. So to him, this was very liberating that he was able to reprise that role again as intended. because I don't know if you noticed, man, after that amazing fight scene, after all that force crush, after all that, when Luke Skywalker arrived to that room and take off his hood, he's very calm, very passive, very centered. That's how a Jedi acts. That's how a Jedi is, completely peaceful. Like, like there's no anger. It's just, the force. And it was beautiful to see that. I wasn't in love with the CGI. I admit it. That threw me off a lot. I didn't like it. I was like I was trying to listen to him. When I was looking at his face, I was feeling discomfort. I don't know what happened, man. I mean, I get it, and I can overlook it because of what they gave me, and that's pretty much what I'm doing. But still, I would have preferred probably somebody be casted for that character,
like a younger Mark Hamill lookalike.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of conversation on the internet about casting this dude. What was his name? The guy that portrayed the Winter Soldier on.
Oh, Sebastian Stan. He looks just like a younger version of him.
There's a lot of pictures about him about looking the same. Some people are saying that he might come back as him for season 3 because they realize that this is actually taking notice on the internet who they're casting with. That's how they went with Rosario Dawson for Ahsoka, and this was admitted by Filoni. So Sebastian Stan, it's a good pick if they are choosing to make like a little bit of a series, at least a little bit of an independent thing with Luke Skywalker. He will be great, but we'll see, man. We'll see.
Honestly, man, deepfakes make me uncomfortable in general. Like I had the exact same thing. I was looking at it and my brain recognized it was a deepfake, and I could hear Mark Hamill, and I was like, is this a combination of some kid who kind of looks like Luke and then also a deepfake to make it perfect?
Yeah.
But then I'm also enveloped in how happy I am with the moment happening. But yeah, that was the one part of the episode where I was like, what am I? It's a brain teaser.
I don't know. They should have probably darkened a little bit this scene, but I believe they couldn't do that because, again, like you said, they used the fake instead of a 3D model. There's a difference between deep fake and 3D model, so it doesn't work the same way. So I believe it could be done like in the dark. If it was a 3D model, a well done 3D model in the dark, it will have been more expensive. It will have taken more time to do. But the dark could be like a little bit better. With these, it has to be a little bit brighter. And sadly, it's like a cheap way to do it. And I don't know. I believe that all the freaking budget money went out in the first episode because, dude, I don't know if you noticed the show kind of lowered a little bit in quality while it was going on. Like I remember that first episode with the dragon, which was amazing. It was like, how the hell did they make this? This looks like a freaking movie. It's insane. And then this episode, I don't know, I saw a couple of shots where you see the slave one flying around, but it didn't look as good. So I'm thinking they're pretty much blowed up their budget, and I believe they're pretty much running on fumes right now.
Hey, I had this unanswered, and I don't know if it was answered in Clone Wars or if I just missed it during Mandalorian. Did they explain how Moff Gideon got the darksaber? Is that answered in the show?
Not yet, bro.
He pretty much briefly he kicked their ass. That's just how it
sounds. Because as soon as Mando gets it, and
I'm sorry to interrupt you, man. Now that you mentioned this, yes, there was a cliffhanger now because he has the saber.
Yeah, which is now he's the rightful leader of Mandalore, and he couldn't even give it back.
And Bo-Katan wants it, and the only way to get it. Okay, I'm watching the episode in a different state of mind. See this? How this is.
That's what we're here for, baby. That's what we're here for.
This is helpful. Okay.
That's where because I'm super invested. I love Luke, but Mike said my favorite part was the battle with Mandalorian and with Mando, and now that he has this darksaber that Bo-Katan wants, and he's literally like. He's like, bro, I don't even want it. Take it. And and Moff Gideon's like, nah, she can't. You're too dope, dog. Like, I was like,
I like how cool. He was like gripping out. He can.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. And I was loving this dude every single second. It doesn't work that way.
I guess you guys are gonna have to fight for it.
Yeah, it was amazing, man.
I did not know that the darksaber worked that way, and that left me with, oh wow, okay, so this is definitely something to look forward to.
Yes, you're right.
So that whole the saber and whole like it intrigued me since the end of season 1.
Mhm.
But this final episode, I was like, okay, all right, let's. So now what's Mando gonna do with it?
I mean, he cannot hand it over. So either he leads or he goes into a duel. That's the only two options he has. There's no
Yeah.
other way. That's pretty much the way. Mando's a very respectful guy when it comes to the ways of a tribe. So if this is the way of the sword, which is he is learning it right now, and he's gonna learn a lot about Mandalorian history with this sword. Then I mean, he has to either do show like choose between A or B. There's no C option here, so it's
Ye-
interesting. It's interesting.
You know what? Really, I mean, this is a cliff note, but we're buried in how, at least right now, with how cool Luke and Mando were. But there was that part earlier in the episode where Bo-Katan tells Boba Fett she's heard his voice 1,000 times or whatever, and he's like, "Well, mine's going to be the last you hear."
Oh,
And I was like,
yeah.
I was like, "Oh yeah, Boba Fett's still the best." Get her.
I was concerned when he was like beating his ass, but then when they end that scene with both like with the flamethrowers,
That was
epic.
that was crazy, dude.
That was legit, man. It was like a nice female lead type of assault on the ship. I
On
don't know
the
if you
cruiser,
noticed.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
they
done
were
well.
all those girls, all of them were badasses. It worked fantastically well. I love Cara Dune. I love Bo-Katan. I think that has a great potential to make like a great series standalone if they decide to make it at some point. I don't know. I kind of like the diversity here because it was like it was not imposed. I kind of saw all those characters coming together for
Mhm.
these last scenes, and it worked. It worked perfectly. I find this episode to be a little bit boring, except for that fight from Boba Fett, and of course the Luke Skywalker scene and the fight between Moff Gideon. Everything else was like an assemble of the team. I kind of was. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't like that fight with Mando and one of the Dark Troopers. To me, it was like, man, he discarded everyone else and he just fought one.
That was 100% just to build up how strong Luke is.
Correct.
That's all it was.
That's the point that I was like, I don't know, was like halfway within the episode, and everybody was telling me this episode is amazing. You gotta watch it, and I was like, I don't know, I'm not feeling it yet. When Luke Skywalker arrived, that's when everything exploded. But again, that was the last 20 minutes of the episode.
It was also, I mean, depending on the type of viewer you are, because there are times when I'm super invested and I don't want to hear anything else. I don't want an argument, and I just love the world. And then there are times when I can take a step back. And I was in the first one when he finishes the fight with that dark droid, and then he launches them all into space, and I'm like, hell yeah, that's the way to do it. And Brittany goes, they're droids. Like she was like, can't they breathe and fly in space? And I was like, oh shit, like
This is gonna be a plot hole. No.
and I was like, yeah, I was like, oh, that's not right. So when they came back, I was like, yep,
And
that
that's
was
true.
a little
They
less
show
cool than I
them.
thought.
They show them flying on in the previous episode. I kind of missed that. You're right. I believe it was like I wasn't the same state as you were, man.
Yeah, no, I was watching it with I lied. She was like, what? They're not damaged from that. Like nothing happened. I was like, oh yeah, you're right. Shit. I don't know.
So to wrap up, this episode was great. Looking into the future, guys. I mean, I believe that Star Wars is in good hands. I'm hoping that these two dudes keep leading the helm because it's working. It's finally working. I don't know if what they're doing is the right way, in a way that they kind of throwing cheap shots at Ryan Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy in a way.
Oh hell no, nah man. This is a good reset button right here, dude. This is how you fucking do a reboot.
Still,
like,
but
legit.
she's still in charge. I'm just concerned what she's gonna do to retaliate. You know what I'm saying? Like
She can do shit.
Star Wars in the line. I'm scared. I don't want them to mess up my baby, but
Nah,
we'll
she ain't gonna do nothing, dude. Like
She likes
she's
money.
pretty much, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
she's pretty much on her
wants
way out
money.
anyway. So
I think there's an understanding right now at Lucas where John Favreau and Dave Filoni had the creative control. I'm hoping it stays that way. It's working. So keep giving me more. Keep giving me more of these, and I'll be fine. I'll even forget about Luke's face. I'm not gonna bitch about that. This is
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I was gonna
Let me
say
more-
during that, I'll say I had the same thing as you. Is my brain flickered and I went, this is not right. But I was so good with it. I was like, fine. Like I go ahead. Like I do what you need to do.
You gotta as a Star Wars fan, you gotta choose your battles. And I believe this was one of those moments that story superseded whatever I wanted to see on the screen. If his face
Mhm.
wasn't right, that's on me, because I prefer it to be look more polished, more realistic, more thing. But story wise, they gave me gold, and I believe story goes above everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that to me, I accept it. I'm happy, and I'm one more. I really want more. What about you, Manny? What do you think?
I want more Boba, dog. I mean, overall, the thing was
And I get it.
overall was it was. I mean, I'm gonna agree with that. Like for sure, story was like I said, it was a good reset button, man. This is a good way to actually introduce Luke Skywalker to like what he really was supposed to be at this point, and we're probably gonna get a lot more of that until like a newer or another reboot of Episode 7 or whatever. Like we'll see, but like this is now a good in between of Episode 6 to what to like, and they're just gonna take it off from there. Like I'm looking forward to what's going on. Looking forward to those newer TV shows that are probably gonna intertwine a lot with Mando, to be honest.
Yeah.
But no, man, I want more fucking Boba, dude. Just the way they ended him right there, man. Like the fact that he went back to Jabba's palace, and I told my wife, I'm like, see, this is what I said. Like everyone thought he was dead when they found out that he was like when surprisingly he was made canon again that Boba Fett's actually alive. He survived the Sarlacc pit, but the Empire and everyone in Tatooine, yeah, man, they all thought he was dead. First place he goes is Jabba's palace. Shoots Bib Fortuna, bam, and this motherfucker's about to go on a rampage right now, man. Yeah. So we were talking about it a while ago too, man. Like there's a possibility that we might get Mace Windu, but I think he might be intertwined in this episode, like in that TV show, hopefully, man. And then they can have like their final showdown. That's what I think is gonna happen, and I think Boba Fett's gonna fuck that dude up. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie.